My fiancé announced, "I'm postponing the wedding because I'm just not sure anymore." I said, "I respect your honesty." Then I checked our Ring doorbell footage and found she'd been running a full relationship with my cousin, planning their own wedding for the same date. When I crashed their venue appointment with a lawyer, original post I, 32 male, was supposed to get married in 8 weeks, had the venue booked, catering paid, honeymoon planned. Then last Thursday, my fiancée Melissa, 29, sat me down for the talk. "I need to postpone the wedding," she said, twisting her engagement ring. "I'm just not sure anymore." My stomach dropped. We'd been together 5 years, engaged for 1, not sure about what? About us. About marriage. I need time to think. The way she couldn't look me in the eyes should have been my first clue. But I'm an idiot who believes in giving people space. "Okay," I said. "I respect your honesty. Take the time you need." She seemed surprised. "You're not mad? Disappointed?" "Yeah, but I'd rather you be sure than rush into something." She hugged me, tears in her eyes. "You're such a good man, Daniel. That's what makes this so hard." We agreed she'd stay at her sister's for a while to clear her head. I spent that night calling vendors, trying to postpone without losing deposits. The venue was understanding, said we could move the date within a year without penalty. Small miracles, right? Friday morning, I was working from home, feeling like absolute garbage. Decided to check our Ring doorbell footage to see when the delivery guy dropped off a package. That's when I saw it. Thursday, 2 p.m., while I was at work, my cousin Brett, 30, at our door. Melissa letting him in. They kissed. Not a friendly peck, a full-on grab-her-waist, pull-her-close kiss. My hands were shaking as I scrolled back through previous days. Brett had been coming over for months, always when I was at work, sometimes staying for hours. But here's the kicker. I kept scrolling and found footage from Wednesday. Brett and Melissa on our porch, looking at his phone together. I enhanced the video on my computer, thank God for 4K cameras. They were looking at a website, a wedding venue website. The Oakmont Estate, the really expensive place outside town. I could see the date on the booking form, October 14th. Our wedding date. Our exact wedding date. I sat there for maybe an hour, just staring at the screen. Then I did what any reasonable person would do. I called my lawyer buddy James. Hypothetically, I said, if someone's fiancé was cheating with their cousin and planning their own wedding, what would you do? Hypothetically, I'd document everything and protect my assets. Also, Brett, really? How'd you know? Dude, he's been weird around Melissa at every family event for the past year. We all noticed. You didn't? Apparently I'm the last to know everything. Update 1. Spent the weekend playing detective. Here's what I found. Brett had been telling our family he was seeing someone special, but keeping it quiet because it's complicated. Our grandmother mentioned he'd asked to use her wedding ring for his future bride, the same ring Melissa had been admiring at family dinners. Created a fake email and inquired about October 14th at the Oakmont Estate. They replied that the date was currently being held for the Morrison-Davidson wedding, with a deposit paid. Morrison is Brett's last name. Davidson is Melissa's maiden name. Her Instagram, which she thinks I don't check, had a private story I could see from my burner account. She forgot to remove it. Full of quotes about following your heart and true love finds a way. And sometimes the right person comes at the wrong time. Her sister Emma, 27F, had been commenting with heart emojis and so happy for you. Had to resist the urge to message Emma and ask what the hell she thought she was doing. The shared credit card statement showed charges at wedding dress shops, different from where she bought her dress for our wedding, catering tastings, and a photographer, all labeled as wedding planning stress shopping when I'd asked. Monday came. I took a sick day, told Melissa I was at work. She texted me, "Hope you have a good day. Still thinking things through. Love you." 20 minutes later, Brett's car pulled up. I watched from my laptop at a coffee shop nearby as they spent 3 hours at my house. The ring footage showed them leaving together, holding hands. I followed them. Yeah, I know, creepy. Don't care. They went to Prestige Bridal. I waited outside for 40 minutes until they came out. Melissa was carrying a dress bag, glowing. Brett was on the phone saying, "Yeah, Mom, October 14th, save the date." His mom, my aunt knew. That night, Melissa texted, "Thinking of you. This is so hard for me." I replied, "I understand. Take all the time you need." Then I called James. Not hypothetical anymore. How much trouble would I get in for crashing a wedding venue appointment? Depends. Are you planning violence? No, just truth. Then let's do this legally. When's the appointment? Checked Brett's social media. He'd posted about being excited for Wednesday's big meeting with a champagne emoji. Wednesday. 2 days away. Update 2 Tuesday night, Melissa came home to grab some things. I acted normal. Painful but necessary. "You look tired," she said. "Haven't been sleeping well." She hugged me. "I'm sorry I'm putting you through this. You deserve better." "Funny you should say that." "What?" "Nothing, just agreeing with you." She packed a bag, including the lingerie I'd bought her for our honeymoon. The audacity was almost impressive. "Daniel?" She stood at the door. "Whatever happens, I want you to know you're a good man. And you're something else entirely." She looked confused, but left anyway. Wednesday, 2 p.m. The Oakmont Estate. I arrived at 1:45 with James. We waited in the lobby. At 2:05, Brett and Melissa walked in, arm in arm. She was wearing the engagement ring I gave her. My ring. On her right hand now, but still. They checked in for their appointment. We followed. The event coordinator, a cheerful woman named Patricia, led them, and unknowingly us, to a private showing room. "So excited to plan the Morrison-Davidson wedding," she gushed. That's when I stepped in. Actually, it's the Thompson-Davidson wedding, or was supposed to be. Melissa went white. Brett jumped up. "Daniel, what are you doing here?" "Funny, I was about to ask you the same thing, cousin." Patricia looked confused. James stepped forward with his briefcase. "Ma'am, I'm James Crawford, attorney. We need to discuss the fraudulent use of deposits from another wedding." "What?" Patricia's smile faltered. I pulled out my phone, showed her the receipt. The Davidson-Thompson wedding. Booked for October 14th at the Riverside Garden. Deposits paid by me. $500 total. Then I showed her screenshots from our Ring doorbell. "This is my fiancée and my cousin, at my house, while she's supposedly thinking about our relationship." Brett tried to speak. "Dan, this isn't what—" "Shut up, Brett. You've been sneaking into my house to sleep with my fiancée while planning your wedding on my wedding date." Melissa finally found her voice. "Daniel, I can explain. Please don't." "Patricia, I assume you require legal names on contracts?" "Of course." "Well, Melissa is still legally Melissa Davidson, not Thompson, because we're not married, but she's also not single. She's engaged, to me. Has been for a year." James pulled out papers. "We have documentation of shared assets, joint payments for wedding services, and evidence of infidelity. Any contracts signed under false pretenses would be void." Patricia looked horrified. "I need to get my manager." Brett grabbed Melissa's hand. "We don't need this place anyway." "Actually," James said, "you do. Because every vendor in the state is about to receive notice of potential fraud. See, using someone else's deposits while you're still engaged to them? That's a legal gray area we're prepared to explore." Melissa started crying. "Daniel, why are you doing this?" "I'm not doing anything. You did this. I'm just making sure everyone knows exactly what you did. You said you respected my honesty." "That was before I knew your honesty. Was actually I'm banging your cousin and stealing our wedding date." The manager arrived. James handled it professionally, explaining the situation. The Oakmont estate immediately canceled Brett and Melissa's tentative booking and banned them from the venue. As we left, Brett called out, "This is between family. You didn't have to humiliate us." I turned around. "Family? You were screwing my fiancé in my bed while I was paying for a wedding. You're not family. You're just some guy who's about to be very single." "What?" "Yeah, forgot to mention. I called your girlfriend Katie this morning, sent her the ring footage. She's moving out of your apartment as we speak." The look on his face, priceless. Update 3. The family explosion was immediate. My phone started blowing up within an hour of the venue confrontation. Aunt Janet, Brett's mom, called screaming about how I'd ruined her baby's happiness. "Your baby ruined his own happiness when he started sleeping with my fiancé. She loves him. You can't stand in the way of true love. Watch me." She threatened to have me removed from the family. I laughed and hung up. My mom called next. "Daniel, Janet is saying you attacked Brett?" "With truth, maybe. She says you're trying to ruin his wedding." "Mom, it was my wedding. My date, my fiancé, he just thought he could steal all of it. Long pause. I'm coming over. My mom is usually the peacekeeper, but when she saw the ring footage, she went nuclear. Called Janet herself. I could hear the shouting from the other room. Something about raising a homewrecker and what kind of mother encourages this. Meanwhile, Melissa's family started their campaign. Her dad, Robert, texted, "We need to talk man to man." We met at a diner Thursday morning. "Daniel," he started, "Melissa's devastated." Good. She made a mistake. She made choices. Repeatedly. For months. She's young. She's 29, not 19. Old enough to know not to screw my cousin. He pulled out his checkbook. "What will it take to make this go away?" I stared at him. "You're trying to pay me off?" "The family embarrassment. Her sister's wedding is next year." "You're worried about embarrassment? Your daughter cheated on me with my cousin while planning a wedding on the same date as ours." "How much?" I stood up. "There's not enough money in the world to make me pretend this didn't happen. Your daughter made her bed. With my cousin, literally." That evening, Melissa showed up at my door with Emma and their mom, Carol. "We need to talk," Melissa said. "No, we don't." "I deserve a chance to explain." "You deserve exactly what you're getting, nothing." Carol stepped forward. "Daniel, be reasonable. You loved her once." "I loved who I thought she was, not this." Emma chimed in. "You're being cruel." "She's heartbroken." "She's heartbroken?" "She was planning a wedding with another man while wearing my engagement ring. It just happened. Brett swept her off her feet. While she was living in my house, using my credit cards, planning our wedding." Melissa started sobbing. "I didn't mean for it to happen this way." "How did you mean for it to happen? Did you plan to dump me before or after I paid for everything?" "That's not fair." "Fair? You want to talk about fair?" I pulled out my phone. "Let's talk about these charges. $2,300 at David's Bridal for a dress for your wedding to Brett. $500 at the caterers for your tasting with Brett. $800 for a photographer for your engagement shots with Brett. All on the credit card I gave you for our wedding." Silence. "You're gonna pay back every penny." "I can't afford." "Then Brett can pay, or your daddy with his checkbook. I don't care, but you're paying it back." They left, but not before Carol muttered about me being vindictive. "No," I called after her. "Vindictive would be sending the ring footage to everyone at Emma's wedding next year. This is just consequences." Emma went pale. "You wouldn't." "Try me." Update 4. Friday brought the Brett confrontation I'd been expecting. He showed up at my office. Security called me down. 5 minutes, he said. "That's all I'm asking." Against my better judgment, I agreed. We went to the coffee shop across the street. "Daniel, I'm sorry." "No, you're not. You're sorry you got caught." "I love her." "You love what you can't have. It's your pattern. Remember Amy, your brother's girlfriend in college?" He went red. "That was different." "Or Sandra? Your best friend Tom's wife?" "They were separated. For a week. You have a thing for taking women, Brett, especially when they're with someone close to you. Melissa's different." "Yeah, she was my fiancée. That's what makes her different." He leaned forward. "Look, we can work this out. You don't love her anymore anyway." "That's not the point." "Then what is? The point is you're a snake, and she's a liar, and you both thought you could humiliate me and get away with it." "No one needs to know. Everyone already knows." I made sure of that. His phone buzzed. He looked at it and paled. "Katie's posting our texts on Facebook?" "Yeah, she found some interesting conversations. You telling her you were working late while you were at my house with Melissa. Real classy." "You gave her my texts?" "She asked for evidence after I told her. I obliged." He stood up, angry now. "You're ruining my life over this." "No, you ruined your own life. I'm just making sure everyone sees it." He tried to grab my shirt. I stepped back. "Touch me and I call the cops. Assault charges won't look good on your record. You smug piece of..." "I'm done here. Good luck explaining to Grandma why you can't use her ring now." Saturday was the vendor marathon. I'd made appointments with every vendor we'd booked. The caterer was understanding, transferred 70% of our deposit to store credit. Use it within a year for any event. The photographer was less flexible but agreed to a 50% refund. The florist surprisingly gave a full refund. "Honey, I saw the Facebook posts. That girl's trash. Take your money." The band was tricky, but James handled it. Breach of contract since Melissa had signed as co-client. Got 60% back. The dress shop was the best part. I went with my sister Rebecca for moral support. The manager pulled up Melissa's account. Oh, she was just here Thursday trying to return a dress. Let me guess, you don't take returns on custom orders? Exactly. She was upset. How upset? Security had to escort her out upset. Rebecca laughed so hard she snorted. Total recovered, $6,200 out of $8,500. Not bad. That evening, Melissa texted from Emma's phone. Can we please talk like adults? Me? Adults don't lie, cheat, and steal. So no. I'll sue you for the wedding deposits. Please do. I have receipts showing payment from my accounts and evidence of your infidelity. My lawyer would love the billable hours. You're being petty. I'm being practical. You wanted Brett? You got him. Enjoy your cousin-in-law. He's not your cousin. Second cousin whatever, still makes you the woman who left me for my family member. How's that working out for your reputation? She sent 37 more texts. I didn't read them. Update 5 Sunday, the big family dinner I forgot about. Grandma's 85th birthday. Mandatory attendance. I walked into dead silence. 30 family members staring. Grandma broke the silence. Daniel, come sit by me. I sat. Brett was across the room with Aunt Janet shooting daggers. Grandma, loud enough for everyone to hear. Brett, where's that nice Katie girl? We broke up, Grandma. Oh, why? Silence. Because he was cheating with Daniel's fiancée, my sister Rebecca said helpfully. Aunt Janet stood up. We don't need to discuss this here. Grandma turned to Brett. Is this true? Brett mumbled something. Speak up. Yes, Grandma. She turned to me. And where's Melissa? Gone. Good. She had shifty eyes, like that Jennifer you dated in college. Heck, I almost choked on my water. Grandma continued. Brett, you're uninvited from Thanksgiving, Christmas too. Grandma. Aunt Janet protested. My house, my rules. I don't host homewreckers. He's not a homewrecker. He's in love. Grandma snorted. He's in stupid. Daniel, you want the ring back? What ring? My wedding ring. I told Brett he could have it for his special girl. Didn't know he meant your special girl. Keep it, Grandma. It's cursed now anyway. Brett stood up. This is ridiculous. We're leaving. Good, Grandma said. And Brett, your grandfather would be ashamed of you. He was many things but never a thief. And stealing another man's woman, family's woman, that's theft of the worst kind. They left. The party continued awkwardly, but I had allies, cousins who'd suspected something, aunts who'd noticed Brett's behavior. Uncle Tony even said, Kid always was a snake. Remember when he stole Mike's bike and painted it different? Monday morning, work was interesting. I'd taken Thursday and Friday off for venue stuff, so my coworkers wanted updates. Wedding's off, I said simply. My boss Stan pulled me aside. Everything okay? It will be. Need more time? No, work's a good distraction. He nodded. The offer stands. At lunch, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. Is this Daniel Thompson? Yes, this is Marcus from the Oakmont estate. I wanted to apologize for Wednesday and offer you something. Okay? Your cousin and ex-fiancé tried to book 3 other venues this weekend. We may have given them a heads up about the situation. You blacklisted them? We protect our vendors from potential fraud. Word spreads in this industry. I don't know what to say. Say you'll consider us if you ever need event planning in the future. Deal. That afternoon, Melissa's dad showed up at my office. Daniel, this has gone too far. Has it? She can't book a venue anywhere within 200 miles. Sounds like a her problem. She's had to take leave from work because everyone knows. Because everyone should know. What will it take to stop this? It's already stopped. I'm done. The consequences are just playing out now. You've ruined her life. She ruined her own life. I just made sure she couldn't ruin mine too. He left, but not before saying Melissa was devastated and suicidal. I called Emma. Your dad just played the suicide card. She's not suicidal. She's pissed. There's a difference. Just checking. For what it's worth, I told her not to do it. Do what? Cheat with Brett. She said you were too safe, too predictable. Brett was exciting. And now? Now Brett's broke because Katie cleaned out their joint savings as payback, and Melissa's living with our parents. So exciting. Final update. It's been 3 weeks since the venue confrontation. Here's where everyone landed. Brett and Melissa are still together, allegedly. They're that couple now, the ones everyone whispers about. Oh, those are the cousins who... Wait, she left him for his cousin? I heard they tried to steal the wedding date. They can't get a venue. Can't get a caterer who'll work with them. Turns out the wedding industry is small and chatty. Their photographer backed out after scheduling conflicts appeared. Brett lost his job. Not because of the cheating, but because he'd been taking long lunches to meet Melissa at my house. 3-hour lunches. For months. His boss had been documenting it, and my ring footage timestamps were the final nail. Melissa's working remote now because the office gossip got unbearable. Translation: everyone knows she's the woman who cheated with her fiancé's cousin. Aunt Janet isn't speaking to my mom. Mom's fine with it. Trash took itself out, she says. Grandma officially removed Brett from her will last week. Showed me the paperwork. His portion, $30,000 estimate, is being split between the other grandkids. She winked when she told me. Katie, Brett's ex, and I grabbed coffee last week. Not romantic, just commiseration. He told me he was working overtime, she said. I was planning to surprise him with a vacation for all his hard work. Melissa told me she needed space to think about our future. They deserve each other. Absolutely. We still text occasionally. She sends me screenshots of Brett's attempts to win her back. It's pathetic but entertaining. The recovery money from the wedding vendors put it toward a solo vacation. 2 weeks in Europe. Posted lots of photos of me living my best life. Melissa watched every Instagram story. I know because Instagram tells you who views them. My cousin, not Brett obviously, Mike set me up with his coworker. We've had 2 dates. She's nice, normal, doesn't have any interest in my family members. It's refreshing. The ring I gave Melissa, she tried to pawn it. The pawn shop owner knows my uncle and called him first. Uncle bought it and gave it back to me. I sold it to a legitimate jewelry store and donated the money to a cheating victim support group. Posted the receipt on Facebook. Petty? Sure. Satisfying? Absolutely. Last week, I ran into Melissa at a gas station. She looked tired, older somehow. Daniel. Melissa, I'm sorry, I know. Do you forgive me? No. Will you ever? Probably not. Brett's not who I thought he was. Neither were you. She started crying. I finished pumping my gas and left. Brett tried to reconcile last Sunday. Showed up with beers and an apology. We were best friends since kids, he said. Were. Past tense. You killed that. Over a girl? Over betrayal. Over trust. Over the fact that you were in my bed with my fiancé while I was working to pay for our wedding. I'll make it right. You can't. Some things can't be fixed. So that's it? 25 years of friendship gone? You ended it the first time you kissed her. I just made it official. He left the beers. I gave them to my neighbor. The thing about betrayal from 2 people you trust is that it changes you. I check ring footage obsessively now. I question motives. I assume the worst, but I also learn something valuable. When people show you who they are, believe them. And when they try to gaslight you into thinking you're crazy for seeing the truth, document everything and protect yourself. Melissa wanted excitement. Brett wanted what he couldn't have. They got each other. That's punishment enough. Me? I got my deposits back, my dignity intact, and a great story for why I'm single at family gatherings. Where's Melissa? Probably somewhere with Brett. Brett, your cousin? Not my cousin anymore. Worth every penny I lost on those deposits. The end. P.S. They're apparently pregnant now. Found out through the family grapevine yesterday. Aunt Janet's thrilled about being a grandma. The baby's due in October. The math works out to right around when they started the affair. Classy timing, guys. Real classy. Grandma already said the baby's not welcome at Christmas either. Sins of the father, she said. Harsh, but Grandma doesn't play.